Good morning to our supervisor, Dr. Solomon, and to our examiner, Dr. Adi Aizat. I am Siti Nurfiza, number metric A20A2001, representing Group 31. Today we will present our proposal defense titled Examining the Factor that Influence University Student Business Startup Intention. Let me start with the introduction. According to Lido, entrepreneurship is widely recognized as for its economic significance. Entrepreneurship catalyzes SME, which play a crucial role in national economic, contributing 40% to 60% of the GDP. Anjum et al. Define starting a business as showing a freedom, creativity, and motivation, also a willingness to take a risk. Globally, in 2023, the GEM report revealed that the youngest adult aged 19 to 2040 display high level of both wanting to start a business at 20% and starting a business at 19%. In the same year, United States welcomed an impressive 22,000 new startup business. While in Asia, it's reported that out of 10, one, sorry, in Asia, it's reported that 1 out of 10 university students are already running their own business alongside their study. Some countries, such as South Korea government, have already taken the first step to secure their future economic by supporting university student involvement in business. Let's shift back our focus to Malaysia. Malaysia established 1.1 million business, more than in 2019, which is only 1 million. MOHE report that there were around 49,000 entrepreneurs among students. This shows that students indeed play a vital role in increasing the entrepreneurial activity in a country. Next is the research gap part. This study focused on the factor influencing student startup business intention. Yazid and Saman in 2022 and Harun et al. In 2023 pinpointed several vital factors influencing uni student intention to start a business, which is characteristic, financial status, and demographic. This is widely known as the most influential factor in student intention. So, we will include the financial status and characteristic background to seek more in-depth exploration by using a latest data. Our study also showed that most of the previous study often center on the same variable. So, we will also be introducing new dimensions that receive less attention, such as learning process, digital entrepreneurship education, sustainable entrepreneurship education, and cultural influence.
Good afternoon, doctor. My name is Sujitra Vellan and my metric number 820820006. Today, I am going to present about the problem statement of our research. Okay. According to data from the Malaysia Youth Unemployment Rate, the country's youth unemployment rate dropped to 11.7% in 2022. However, compared to the years before, the youth unemployment rate in the last 2 years has been noticeably higher. Even with all the resources available, many undergraduate students still decide not to pursue their careers in business or launch their own businesses. Based on Rupa Revati 2018 research mentioned that this trend has an impact on Malaysia's initial number of entrepreneurial activities, which is lower than in other developing nations. So, these issues lead to graduate unemployment, And one solution is for them to establish their own startup business intentions while on campus. Based on Udain research mentioned that families should encourage students to create a new startups in order to align with the startup business intentions of university students while on campus. So it indicates that entrepreneurial passion through which entrepreneurial education is indirectly influencing and affect the startup business intentions. Um, Based on Dream Budget 2019 research mentioned that lack of financial support triggers students to undertake the ventures that turns out to noticeably affect their intention. Okay. Next, based on the Sharma research, there is a lack of interaction between the sustainable entrepreneurship education at the higher education program, education and content of sustainability in the education entrepreneurship. So this great a gap in having approaches pedagogical approaches which combines a sustainable entrepreneurship education in university with startup intention. Based on Sita Reddy's research mentioned that found a digital entrepreneurial education important to today's era by using the advanced technology to generate the opportunities for their business in upcoming years. So, the aim of this research is to investigate the factor that affect or the determine the university students' startup intention based on their financial state, sustainable entrepreneurship education, digital entrepreneurship education, culture, and also the background study. Next, our research contains five research objectives and five research questions. First research objective is to determine the relationship between the financial state and an university student's business startup intention. Second, to examine the relationship between the digital entrepreneurial education and university student business startup intention. Third, to investigate the relationship between the sustainable entrepreneurship education and university student business startup intention. Number four, to examine the relationship between the culture and university student business startup intentions. And the last was to examine the relationship between the background characteristics and university student business startup intention. Next, the research question. First, what is the effect of the financial state on university student business startup intention? Second, what is the effect of the digital entrepreneurial educations on university student business startup intention? Number third, what is the effect of the sustainable entrepreneurship education on university students business startup intention? Number four, what is the effect of the culture on university student business startup intention? The last was, what is the effect of the background characteristics on university students business startup intentions?
The last part for chapter 1, which is significant of the study. We believe our study will bring benefit to researcher. Identifying research gap within the same scope of the study will help in understanding this critical area. It will inspire further exploration, allowing scholars to develop new research ideas. Next, policymaker and government. The government can use this study as a reference to implement new policy to create an environment that builds entrepreneurship value in students even before they enter university. Through this study, government can outline potential of long-term economic resilience by collectivating entrepreneurial value among students.
Next is chapter 2, previous study. Number one is the financial state. According to Ana Jumpa Silva et al. 2022, debt, net worth, household wealth, and income were the components that made up the desirable objective status known as the financial status. However, income is the most widely used metric. Number second is sustainable entrepreneurship education. Sustainable entrepreneurship education, according to Sharma et al. 2022, is to share the knowledge and a mindset on entrepreneurs so they can evaluate the business prospect in relation to social and environment demands. So, in this study, sustainable entrepreneurship education is defined as a stabilizing the economy, society, and environment to preserve the natural order and improve the pupils' quality of life.
Next, the previous study for culture. Promidila et al. In 2022, research highlight that culture significantly influence people's intention towards entrepreneurship by shaping their psychology. Students who are immersed in entrepreneurship culture are more likely to be inspired to initiate their own business.
Okay, next is digital entrepreneurial education. Um, these digital entrepreneurs use network technology, business acumen, and market research to digitize classic company processes and reinvent them. So, it is the intentional intervention of educators to favorably influence students' business skills and competencies, enabling them to succeed in the corporate environment. So, students who receive an entrepreneurial education are equipped with the information, abilities, and extra skills needed to launch a new business. However, one major barrier that may prevent young graduates from converting their ideas into actual business education plans is inconsistent entrepreneurship education. So, by investigating previous research, it is proven that digital entrepreneur education positively influenced university students' startup intention. So, institutions such as universities and business incubators play a significant role in shaping digital entrepreneurial education by designing relevant courses and programs. Okay, for previous study, last is background characteristics. So one of the reasons that students might consider starting a business while studying is that they have an entrepreneurial background. So this background characteristic influence university students to start up a business intention because some of them will inherit the business when the time has come. So teenagers, especially students, are very easy to be influenced in this aspect of independent business. So parents need to build a character for their children to be like what they want to make sure that entrepreneurship can stick with their children. So most of in Malaysia, entrepreneurs will take their children to route tour to promote their product and show them how to do business and how to be a successful entrepreneur. So this characteristic will make students want to try the business world and be an entrepreneur like their parents. So students can open a small business as a startup business intention to know more about business and how the business works. So this will build up their confidence level and make them more confident to face many people. So this kind of background characteristic they usually like to see on social media, like people doing online commercial or online sales like TikTok Live, Instagram Live, etc. So from there they will get inspiration. Next is research framework. We have independent variables and dependent variables. We already choose 5 IVs, which is financial state, digital entrepreneurial education, sustainable entrepreneurship education, culture, and background characteristic. We will see these IVs will give impact to our DV, which is startup business intention.
A very good evening, Dr. Adi Aizad and Dr. Solomon. My name is Sri Sharanya Suresh and my metric number is A20A2005. Today I am going to present about the hypothesis for our research project. Based on the literature review, we developed a few hypotheses to guide our research. There is a significant relationship between financial state, digital entrepreneurial education, sustainable entrepreneurship education, culture, and also background characteristics towards university students' business startup intentions.
Okay, for chapter 3, research methodology, we were using a type of study is quantitative data because this method can analyze and gathers numerical data to see the relationship between the IVs and TV. So the sampling method can be sent out by using online surveys and questionnaires to gather the data for further research. So we will be sharing the Google form link to university students in order to collect the data for this course of study. So our research design is cross-sectional type because this type can analyze relevant data from a population or representative sample. So this type can observe variables without influencing respondents. So our study population are whole university students in Malaysia who are still studying even while internship. So either these university students study at public sector or private sector also can answer our questionnaires. So for sample size of study is 400 respondents, or hope we can get more than that.
And the next is sampling technique, which is random sampling that we choose for our research project. Random sampling is the method used to gather data. We are using random sampling because it is comparable to pulling out numerous names from a hat after placing everyone's name in it, where participants can be easily reached, are available for interaction, or both. We dispersed the data by non-probability sampling and distributed questionnaire to about 400 respondents. The next is research instrument. We have used questionnaire as our research instrument. We modify 5 items under every variable for independent variables. With reference to the independent variables, a 5-point Likert scale was used to assess subjects' agreement or disagreement with the questionnaire items. Next, a rating system. 1 strongly disagrees to 5 is strongly agreed was used in accordance with earlier research by Zato et al. 2023, with 1 representing strong disagreement and 7 representing strong agreement. A 7-point Likert scale was used for the dependent variables. Finally, this chapter described how the study would be carried out and how the provided questionnaire would be used to gather data from respondents' questions. The research team will start by determining the objectives of the study, the sample size and the tools to be employed. In order to collect, analyze and decode the data, researcher was used SPSS and G-Power. Thank you.